Justice Gupta, I remember when Munawar Faruqi was first arrested and repeatedly denied bail, you had spoken out very vociferously at that time on the shrinking freedoms and even the behavior of the lower courts. Now, when you see actually a show being cancelled because the police basically sends a letter calling him a controversial figure and suggests the cancellation of the show, what does this say to you about the rule of law?
Well, it saddens me a lot. You see, we're talking about a young man. One may or may not agree with what he says, but he does have the right to say what he wants to say. And nobody's actually, till now, I don't think, except for some people saying that he's going to hurt some Hindu sentiments, nobody's actually ever really come out and said heard what he said. We've not given him a chance to say what he feels like. Are we missing out on humor from our life? It's not Munawar Faruqi today, Veer Das the other day. Are we going to just become a society where we don't let the other side be heard?
Yeah. But, of course, there are free speech principles here, but there is also the larger principle of institutional failure. When he was first arrested, there was, the question of how the Sessions Court and then the High Court had responded. Now there is the question over the role of the police. And as a Supreme Court judge, I want to ask you what it says about institutions.
It doesn't speak highly of the institutions. It's not their job. Look at the case today. There is a man exercising his right to free speech. Up till now, you don't know whether what he's going to say, what he has said. If he says something which is problematical, then you can take action against him. But what you're doing at the asking of people who have taken the law into their own hands, you are stopping a show from happening. I would have thought the police would have said, we will not stop the show from happening. We will guard the theatre and see that those people who are trying to break the law don't come and break the law. But the opposite is happening.
Yes.
And Barkha, may I just add something to those who are very sensitive and get hurt by any remark or a jovial comment being passed? I think they should wrap themselves up in cotton wool and stay in home instead of becoming violent and aggressive and trying to hurt others.
That's well said, that those who are so easily offended should put cotton wool in their ears and stay at home. How would you describe this letter that we're seeing on our screen from the Bangalore police? I think you've been very clear saying the police's job was actually to offer protection to the show. In what the police has chosen to do, what is the description that you would give the behavior of the police?
See, what the police says is that he is a controversial figure. Barkha Dutt could be a controversial figure, Deepak Gupta could be a controversial figure. So do we have no space to vent our views? Controversial figures is no excuse. The other thing is that there may be a law and order situation, which may be right. But if there is going to be a law and order situation, should not the police be doing something to prevent those who are threatening to take law in their own hands and stop this show or burn down the theatre rather than stopping the show itself?
Would you say the police has therefore sided with potential perpetrators rather than the aggrieved party?
In my mind, you see, it's just the opposite of what the police should be doing. Instead of protecting us, supposing there is a rapist on the prowl and the police say, now all you women lock yourselves at home, don't come out.
Yeah.
See, if somebody is threatening that we'll stop a show, you please take action against them, arrest their ringleaders, 5, 6 of them, and nothing will happen. Let 2, 3 shows go on, and then we will see whether Munawar Faruqi actually says something which is hurtful to the other religion or not. Here you're just thinking that he might say, and he might say something.
Yeah. Sir, as a jurist and one of our most respected legal brains, I want you to reflect on what this will do to the fundamental right of free speech. Because if you look at his whole case, this man is out on bail because the Supreme Court finally intervened. And after bail, he has been basically denied his right to livelihood. This is not the first show of his that's been cancelled. His shows have been cancelled across states, Mumbai, Raipur, Surat, and cities in Gujarat. Now we have this happening in Karnataka. what will this do to people when they speak? They'll constantly be self-censoring. What we're doing is we're creating an environment of self-censorship, which is as insidious as state censorship.
No, this is worse. You see, state censorship is something where, the state has some rules at least. The state can't censor everything and everything it wants. If it wants to censor, then anybody who's affected can go to court and say the state. But here, what you're actually doing is letting the goons have their way. They say that we don't want to hear anything against what Manohar Faruqui says. They just don't want to hear it. Now, can this power lie with a certain set of citizens, whereas if the power should lie with the authorities in the state, and who should decide whether such a program will actually cause disharmony or there's fear of violence. Now, as I read today, the Munawar Faruqui, the gentleman, has clearance from the censor for all his programs. If that is true, and you don't give him protection, what you're doing is he's gone to the censor board, taken his, and a stand-up comedian is bound to ad-lib. He's bound to, if those who go to attend a stand-up comedy show, as they say, you never sit in the front 2 rows because you're going to be taken down by the comedian.
Yeah.
So when this is something which we enjoy, and should we lose our sense of humor to that level that we're not willing to listen to anything jovial said about it?
Another thing, sir, that has happened, and it's been pointed out, that it's been a full year since he was first arrested, but the charge sheet has actually still not been filed in his case. And, what does that, again, I take you back to the due process and the idea of justice.
See, in all these cases, there's nothing in the police case. So the only way to traumatize the person, to, harass him more, is by not filing the charge sheet. He'll have to come to court to attend hearings, go back without the charge sheet being filed. Why shouldn't the charge sheet be filed in 1 year or so? So he's got bail now, that also finally after the intervention by the Supreme Court, whereas the Madhya Pradesh High Court had passed an order which was beyond my comprehension. But now that he's got bail, but that doesn't mean that he should always have this sword of Damocles hanging over his head that this case is against him. And you've not only his right of free speech, his right to livelihood. This is the profession he knows, and it is sad that he says hate has won and I have lost. I do hope that he doesn't give up. I do hope that he doesn't give up. This is just a reaction, and maybe, well, with the support on social media and all, he may get back.
Yeah.
It's great to see you here. Thank you for watching our work. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click the bell icon and subscribe to Mojo Story and support independent, robust journalism.